So, can you handle her? This is a thing that we've heard a lot. As a black man, I hear a lot from our community about men having to be able to handle, to tame, to sort of wrangle down, a woman. And when I was younger, it I just sort of accepted that that's what needed to be done. But as I got older and realized how much internal work it takes, just making yourself a functioning person in society, you realize I'm not good enough to be me and tame someone else. So you guys let me know what you think about that. We got two videos here highlighting just that thing. Let's take a look.
For black men, okay, you need to learn how to tame black women. You guys keep running to the other race because it's easier. Of course it's easier. At the end of the day, you're
If it's easier and other races aren't asking us to tame them, right? Essentially to domesticate you like a wild animal. That's not really appealing, right? That's not really appealing when it takes everything I have just to go out there, conquer, fight my own battles, come back home, and yeah, be responsible for the family, for whomever I'm with. But now I've got to take time to domesticate you, i.e., be responsible for your poor decisions and give you an out for your poor decisions. Men just don't like doing that.
abandoning the black women because you don't know how to tame them. Okay, I get it. We talk a lot, so forth, or whatever. And the only time you can tame them is after 9 p.m. You have to learn how to think. And you guys are not thinking correctly. That is something you can learn from, I'll say, a white man. I think that
Now again, is this a thing that's simply intrinsic to race? Is it that white men typically have a better job of taming black women, or do you elicit a different behavior from a different race? Do you look at a white man as superior in that sense, where you don't show them the worst of you, where okay, let me not go here with things because he's this, versus we get comfortable with what we know, with whom we're around, and we just give them the worst of our behavior. I've always found it funny, and this is both sides, of course, that we're on our best behavior with strangers, right? But when it comes down to the ones we love, friends, family, really our close knit group, they get the worst of us, right? Because we have this assumption that they will always be there. And I think this is something that happens in our community. We think black men, black women will always be there for us. And the numbers still bear that out. You're right. This numbers still bear that out. We still, I think, interracially, we bond something like at an 80% rate, 80 plus percent rate. So if again, let's be fair. If you want to go as a black man, black woman, you want to go to a white man because he knows how to handle you better, please, by all means, right? By all means. But in that same breath, right, you can see where there was a bit of shame where she said about men going to other races because you don't have to tame them. So let's be fair both ways, right? You can do what you want to make you happy, and let black men do what they want to make themselves happy.
white men are really good at taming, like, mentally, and then I think black men are good at taming physically. Why don't you guys learn how to talk to one another instead of letting your shell hinder you from talking?
I'd hesitate to talk about how you know white men know how to tame. I think the just at least the the connotation is terrible. Let's look at the second one.
Why do I have to try to tame the damn beast in you? Like, I don't have time for that shit. Like, I'm not in my 20s anymore. That shit is old. I should not have to do that. You should know how to act. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm going to leave and I'm going to find a woman who's bringing peace into my life and makes things easier for me. I deal with enough things in this everyday.
So, a couple things. First, I think, and I'll make another video about this. It's just about peace in itself. I think looking for peace externally is a fool's game. That if you find your own internal peace, and that's a daily thing. That's a daily thing, right? And then you introduce other people into your lives that don't aggravate said peace, that can enhance it, but you're not a jigsaw puzzle missing a piece where this now I introduce this woman or introduce this man and now my life is now peaceful. That's not how it works. But again, back to the taming thing. Taming, yes, we tame animals, we tame things that we have to beat into submission. I can't look at you as an equal partner that I've had to beat in submission. If you want that role, then understand the other things that come with it, where I don't respect you, right? Because I knew it was through my effort that I domesticated you, that I brought you into the fold, that I bent your will, I crushed your will. That's what domestication really is for wild animals, right? Broncos, you break them, right? You break them. You break their spirit, you break their will in order for them to submit to your own. You don't want that, right? And okay, I could be wrong. You may want that. You may absolutely want that. But there's better ways of communicating that than letting it than saying that this is why we don't get along because you can't tame us. I'm wild, right? You're not home trained.
world, you know what I'm saying, outside of my household. So I don't want to come home and fucking put up a fight with you. And that's not me being a weak man, it's me being a smart man. Like, I don't want to deal with all of that bullshit. Like I said, it does not make a man weak, it just makes a man smart. And women just need to start holding themselves more accountable.
I completely agree there. Like, but we know that word is mired in in confrontation. You have to be responsible for yourself. If you're an adult, right? And if you don't want to be that, then submit across the board. Across the board, right? Don't sometimes be an adult here and sometimes be childlike here. Sometimes be an adult here, sometimes childlike here. Because you get to pick and choose, you get to pick your spots wherever it's most convenient for you, and that's confusing to us. If you want an actual equal partnership, understand what that means, right? You have to find someone that gets that and understand that, yeah, okay, this is what we're doing, this is what we're about. If not, yeah, maybe another race is a thing that works. Again, both sides.
For the bullshit that they do, and they need to start looking in the mirror. Okay, maybe it's just me. 1,000 men, you've called 1,000 men weak because you've been left 1,000 times. Like, it wasn't 1,000 men that was fucked up. Like, you had to be fucked up at least once out of that 1,000 times. So I need to sit back, do the shadow work, like I said in the last live, and reevaluate some of the things.
Yeah, man. I think it's obvious, right? If what you want is to be taken care of, if you want to submit or you want to, you know, unfortunately be broken in that sense, then find whoever, can jive with that. The problem is most men won't sit up and put up with that for too long. Right? There's a time limit on the other qualities that you have, right? Especially with men. If we value beauty, cool. And you have that. We'll rock with you up until we get to that point. It's like, okay, relationally, this can't really last. I'm either going to leave, I'm going to become I'm going to become number 1001, like he was referencing of men. At some point, you have to do that internal work and see maybe there's something intrinsically I need to change in myself. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.